Finally, Advent October! Every year, I get that advent calendar of 24 beers. Every year, I end up drinking all of those beers in the same night. So every year, when people ask me, is it worth the money? Because I only saw one IPA on there. My response usually is, who cares? IPAs suck. In all fairness, I have an entire fridge full of IPAs. Now, any craft brew place you go to these days are gonna have more IPAs than anything else. And when something becomes that common, then it can get really boring really quick. It's not my favorite. It is other people's. If there is anything else besides an IPA on the board, I'm usually going to try that. With the exception of sours, which suck harder. But that's a whole nother beast to deal with. PA, of course, stands for Indian Pale Ale. Although India is in the title, completely British design. Indian colonies, when they wanted a beer that would survive the trek for 6 months, they decided to start adding a lot more hops to it, which made it a lot more bitter, but all those hops made that sucker last a lot longer. A lot of people also give credit to sailors because now they had a beer that would survive their entire voyage. Anyway, IPAs tend to have a bitter taste to them. In fact, it's one of the things they're most known for. A lot of IPA drinkers will go to a bar, see an IPA. What's the IBUs on that? First off, if you ask that question, you're a nerd. Nerd! But in those nerds' defense, that is a better question than, is it hoppy? Hoppy really doesn't denote how bitter it's going to be, but it's become slang for it. And some hops do give off bitterness. However, hops can also give off floral notes, fruity notes, and piney note. People are very upset when you say hoppy for a beer you want that's bitter, is because a lot of modern brewers are putting the bitterness in the beer long before they add the hops. In some cases, the hops aren't what give that bitter beer taste. However, this is also a world where we call ATMs ATM machines. Hey, where's the automatic teller machine? Or, you know, people who say coupons instead of coupons. It's spelt coupon. Don't call a double a double. You don't call a toucan a TU-can. Those birds look awkward enough. Stop teasing them. I don't know why coupons bothers me. Anyway, I know you're here for the beer. Bam! No. Why? That woman is still drowning. Why would they use this on every can? Is this the symbol of the brewery? It's so dark and depressing. Look how haunted she is. This woman plastered all over their brewery? Is it just sadness of this woman drowning consistently? I'm out of Aquaman jokes. Nobody knows who Submariner is, so I can't reference him. And look, this time, the frickin' thing's cracking. That means she has hope and she might get out of there? That means she's some kind of monster who's trying to kill us all? Super haunted looking! Okay, I'm getting way too distracted by this. But about the beer, wait. Is there a model for this woman? The artists all doing this in their head? Picturing a woman drowning? They were painting this? Same one. Same brewer. Perlenzauber. Last time Perlenzauber was in this adorable little thing. Adorableness does not offset the darkness. Last time their beer got a 2 out of 5. Time to tap and crack it open. Now, I'm relatively shocked. Most of the IPAs I see over here do not come out this dark. It's a pale ale, so this one is not. This one is very much on the hazier side. We're looking at what looks like going to be a New England IPA. New England IPA, which maybe it won't be as bitter as usual. You got your West Coasts, which tend to be more bitter, and your East Coast, or New England style, which tend to be more on the smooth side. It's still going to have that bitterness. It's just going to be more balanced. I don't like IPAs that much, but a nice New England that's not overly bitter is usually my favorite. If it's done right, I can really enjoy those IPAs. Very nice fruity aroma. It doesn't smell bitter at all, which is usually what I get with an IPA, even if it does have those notes of floral to it. There's still a hint of bitterness. The aroma's really nice. I'd put this damn thing on a candle. Well, that bitterness is definitely in the beer. Wow. Ooh, forgot to keep that pinky up. Definitely more on the bitter side. Bitterness tends to just hit the roof of your mouth and not all the way down on your taste buds. Comes off a bit smooth with the bitterness. It's like a jazz saxophone player. He's smooth, but he's so bitter at the world. This is a pretty tasty, but very bitter. There's a nice earthy rooted quality to it as well. It's a very interesting IPA. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. Said I'm not a huge fan of something that's very bitter. And this is on the more bitter side, like I said, exactly what an IPA drinker would love to have. As for me, after I finish this can, I'm not going to want any more. That bitterness continues to grow as it continues to stay in your mouth. It's too much for me, but an IPA drinker would love the hell out of this. 3 out of 5. Not for me. It's definitely for more of IPA drinkers. If you do not like IPAs, don't drink that at all. Raise your glass, everybody, no matter how small that glass might be. Cheers, everyone. Stay safe out there.